Hi, what's up, everybody? Here to give you guys Luke Cage, season 2, episode 1. The episode is titled Soul Brother Number 1. So, like I said, it's starting out with pretty much like a cocaine, shop type thing. I'm gonna say, typically the women that are up in there, cutting it up and putting it together when I typically are, topless and when I know they got bras and when I don't ask me how I know, I just know. And but they're not, and they're packaging it up, and it's called Luke Cage. But I'm just like, okay, I feel the ways about that. And then of course, Luke walks in, the girls scatter, the guys got the guns out. But I want to like bring notice to the fact that he has this hoodie on that says African American College Alliance, and I'm just like, all right, this shit is fucking awesome. And it even put me back in the headspace of when Latoya Luckett did the third song of her Back to Life trilogy video called "In the Name of Love." And even if we segue into when Beyonce did Coachella and she had her HBCU shit going on, like the shit is fucking great. I just wanted to bring light to that. They really ain't got shit to really do with the premise of the story, but of course, it's the small things that they put in there that draw people in. Mm. All right, so continuing on with the intro again, not crazy. So he knows that they're packaging the shit in his name. Goes through the fight scene. Of course, all he's doing is disarming them, not really trying to kill anybody. Even as one guy, like when they pull the guns, like, bro, why you finna do this? And he like, I guess the lead guy was just like, he has to know that we tried. So foreshadowing some form of a kingpin. And if y'all haven't seen the trailer, and y'all just need to see the trailer. But what is crazy and what is dope is like they're still going with how they did this shit in season 1. So the first song that we're hearing is Mobb Deep Shook One. So this is the real hip hop. This ain't that mumble rap shit. This is that real shit. Goes in there, disarms them, tells the lead guy, let anybody know who's gonna put my name on a package, on some work. Let them know I'm coming for them. They run all. You got this one cat on the corner talking about, I got that Luke Cage, it's bulletproof. And then Luke Cage walks up to him and is like, what's my name? And the motherfucker run out. Shit's fucking hilarious. So it seems like in the first episode, and again, it's no different than season 1, tackling a lot of issues, talking about a lot of taboo, shit. And of course, being on the heels of Black Panther, I mean, hey, we're right there. So, you have this one pastor getting ready, preparing a sermon to where Luke Cage is the focus. And on one hand, is saying that everybody needs to be a superhero from within, but realize that you are nothing but a man, understanding your mortality. And I'm like, okay, playing the shit down. Not to mention, you know, is the focus, because then it makes me question, okay, well, what's truly the focus of the sermon? Because how the way it was going, I mean, I didn't hit. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. Moving on, moving on. I'm not even gonna do that. Not today. Uh, you also have a gentleman. I didn't catch his name just yet, but he is pretty much a social media hype man for Luke that goes around pretty much recording him, all this other stuff. So DW, the older cat, is pretty much talking to him just like, okay, well, what's wrong with your generation? Everything is all about the upload and whatnot, and even just doing, the comparison between, generations. He even said, okay, well, Malcolm and Martin did the same exact thing. Use the publicity. He's like, but they did it to convey a message, not just trying to sit here and get money. Look, Cat is just like, everything is about money. He's like, yeah, no, not necessarily the case. Then you have a Caucasian gentleman walk in, with his phone and whatnot, saying this is, the infamous Shab and Luke Cage, and he gets thrown out. And now I'm out of focus. There we go. And the young guy's just like, see, this is what happens. We innovate something, and now it's being taken. And he's like, I'm surprised we ain't got a bulletproof white man. DW just like, give it 20 minutes. And I'm just like they're really going there talking about how, we start something, but it literally is taken away. Somebody else spends it and they have more money or more influence. Then it's like we didn't do anything. Like, they're really going there. And then Luke walks in with his hoodie And then they start talking about sponsorship. So that was a sponsored hoodie, but he's like, okay, this is too much of a target. You know, it's just like bling bling. Here he is. And DW is trying to get him to understand, like, since the fallout, all this other stuff, having to rebuild this space, the rent has doubled. You might want to look into some form of sponsorship. He was like, just because you're a woke superhero don't mean you have to be a broke superhero. The only other thing that I was kind of like, is they haven't talked about how the season one ended with him being locked up, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna do the flashback. So I just want to bring up the fact that we ain't touched it yet. Okay, so correction on something. So again, I'm getting back into this. I'm going to accidentally fuck up some names and some titles and shit. Y'all gotta forgive me. Work with a brother. I'm rusty. I'm getting back in the swing of things. The old man is not DW. The old man name is Bobby. Let me say that 'cause I don't know if anybody already clocked it and put in the comments. Just had to catch it up right quick. You have Claire, who is the girlfriend, and you have Misty. So she's doing some physical therapy. Claire is assisting her, and it is her right arm that was amputated. So I think from like right here down, she still has feeling the nerves and whatnot. So just trying to rehabilitate, kind of get her back in a good mood, but she feels as if she lost a piece of herself. And again, if you watch the trailer, you will see that she has a bit of a mechanical arm going on. So we'll see her further in the fight as the season progresses. You see Shades, and he gives a car key to I forget the gentleman's name, but remember it's funny how I mentioned Latoya Luckett's Back to Life trilogy videos. So the lead male, he's actually giving the keys to that guy. And I didn't do a video on this. Shades is my favorite character. It's like the motherfucker is slick as shit, and like he's just cool, suave as fuck. And we later see him with Aldra's character, Black Mariah. Believe that's the name they gave for her. I'm just okay, whatever. And they're talking with a gentleman more or less about investing in a company, and putting in a good 20 million that could turn a profit into billions because the product that he wants them to invest in hasn't been put out there yet. So to buy the stock for is going to be low, but if they go public with it anytime soon and they're not, on the cutting room floor of it, then trying to buy stock is going to be extremely high. And you have one guy walks up, a waiter, asking, if Shades, I guess, being the nephew and Mariah being the aunt, they want anything. And the look on Shades' face is like, I will end you right now. And then Alfred starts sucking on the man thumb, like, is that what it is, nephew? And I'm just like, okay, y'all nasty. But you know what, Shades? Hey, bro, get it how you live, bro. Get it how you live. In the words of T.S. Madison, get money, bitch. And then we see Claire and see again so many fucking names, and Luke. And if I called him Luke James, for whatever reason, I think I might have called him Luke James, Luke Cage. If you hear me do that, y'all know what the fuck I mean. But they're sitting down, they're having dinner, and long story short, she wants him to just legitimize himself, because all other, officers, firemen, like they all make money, they all get paid for their services. Legitimize yourself. And his whole thing is, yeah, they love me right now, but shit always turns. So they hate you now. I'm sorry, they love you now, they hate you later. Oh shit, Luke Cage is petty as fuck. Okay, hold on, before we get there. Before we get there, so trying to make all right, so you got Misty drinking. So she going through the motions. I know how I feel like to be, in a depressed state. And she even showed a purple medal. So I would assume she got a purple heart for that injury. And this at the same exact time, you have Luke and Claire, dancing, romancing, grinding, juking, all that good shit. And then you also see Shades, giving the waiter, two-piece. And then he has his bodyguard, if you will, the guy that I mentioned earlier, that he gave the cocky to. Mother gave his ass, Popeye's biscuit and the soft drink, was feeding that face and shit. So then we see Luke talking to Sugar, which I believe that was the guy that he had problems with in season 1. Again, I probably should have. I meant to rewatch season 1, but I didn't. So forgive me if I missed anything. And he's trying to figure out like how he got this brand new looking car. He says that he's a bodyguard, not this and third. He's not with Mariah. She's going legit, and he even says like, okay, well, who you think got the money to sit here and try to buy off the establishment? And then Luke takes his finger, because he's strong, and literally scratches the fuck out of the paint. And Sugar looking at him like, what the fuck, man? He was like, I know you're lying to him. I know you up to something, so I can't just let you get away with it. He calls him motherfucker petty. I'm like, you know what? The motherfucker is petty, especially when he talks to the Reverend. Now, I didn't know who the Reverend was to him. And they're talking, and he was like, okay, so you finally, got my card. And he was given a card by Bobby earlier in the episode. And of course, the small things mean something. They just never addressed it. So that was from the pastor. And he was just like, so in essence, like, now you want to meet with me? And Luke's whole thing is, bruh, I sent you about a good 45 letters. He like, no, it was 50. He was like, I sent this shit to you while I was locked away at Seagate. You didn't come to visit. You ain't do shit. So why the fuck you think I'm gonna sit here and acknowledge one to meet up with you? And he said bullshit. He was like, watch your mouth. And when he said that, I was just like, okay, either this is one of them, motherfuckers that it's like, you can't curse in my presence because I'm an elder, or there's a relationship there. Come to find out, that is his father. And Luke was also mad that while he was at Seagate, his mother passed away and his father didn't say shit the fuck about it. So these two just going back and forth, and the father's pretty much just saying like, you think you this and that because of your name. And Luke was just like, I'm surprised you haven't used my name to sit here and feel. He's like, I've been filling the seats with my name alone, boy. And that right there really put me in the headspace where it's like, okay, so the father is jealous of the son, and the sermon that he was preparing has absolutely nothing to do with anything but trying to sit here and tarnish his son's name, because he's jealous of what he's able to do. So none of this has anything to do with God. If y'all want to argue about it, we can always do that down in the comment section. I'm open to it. Today I got time. So they had a little banter back and forth, and Luke pretty much said like, my name is not Carl, it's Luke. He's like, my name is whatever I named you, boy. He was like, just like Willis and Walter fuck on. And I'm like, you know what? Luke is my type of motherfucking petty. I'm here for it. I'm all the way the fuck here for it. Oh my. So the young cat came from a funeral of a friend. Well, not a friend. He had a friend. The friend's daughter is over 15 and passed. The Luke Cage drug is heroin. So they're tackling the heroin epidemic. So let me see, there's that. And the young cat is like, can you like speed up the process? Like, I know you're doing the best you can, but can you speed up the process so we can kind of like get this shit rectified? So Luke is pretty much just like, I'm doing what I can. They do a little process of elimination. They figure out who the one gentleman is. We go to a different scene, and now we're at the club. Oh, I'm sorry. Back up. Missed the part. You have Mariah, who has this girl. Her name is Stephanie, and she's going to have her as a hostess. Tells her name is going to be Billy, giving those eyes, and pretty much like, use what you got to get what you want, because pretty much the politician, the rappers, the athletes, they all got one thing in common, but you got to use what you got to get what you want. So we see that play out in the club. She stacks a guy who got somebody, don't know who he is, but that scene happened. Shades walks up to Mariah and he starts pointing out some of the heavy hitters. The Hispanic gentleman, I think, I'm just to say his last name is Ray. The guy that changed his name, the one that's pushing the heroin. has a furniture company where he puts the product into his couches to have them shipped. You have another cat named Cockroach who has a thriving and up and coming uh, casino business. You have a Jamaican cat. I did not get his name. He has the guns, and the gentleman that I spoke of earlier, the bodyguard, his name is Comanche. And then you have a meeting with Mariah, pretty much asking them like, okay, well, why should I give y'all anything? And when I tell you that fucking Cockroach is shady as shit, this brother's like, look, we need to keep, like, I don't even want your business. I just want an interest in it. We need to keep, Harlem black, and he was like, you know what that mean? And that was a dig at the Hispanic gentleman, I want to say the island gentleman. I think he's Jamaican. I don't know for sure, but y'all get what I'm saying. And then directly at Shades, because Shades is not black. He was like, black. I'm sitting here like, bro, you ain't shit, but I'm over here laughing. All right, so Luke goes to the. Come on. I'm trying not to write this shit down. I'm trying to like shorthand some shit. He goes to the club. Comanche walks up to him. He grabs the gun, kind of like pops him on the fucking head. Shit's hilarious. You have Mariah walk up. She pretty much said, "Right, put your motherfucking guns away. He ain't finna do shit." She started talking to him. Jail did your body good and whatnot. And he was like, "What?" She was like, I could tussle around with you, but I don't think Claire, your girlfriend, would like that. And for me, I was just like, before what I'm about to say happened, I was just like, wow, she threatened him. And typically with a lot of superheroes, and you see this in so many different superhero franchises, they don't like having significant others, because that is always a bargaining chip to get them to look the other way or whatever, because it's like, hey, you might be invincible, but this person isn't. And then she points over, and Claire's between two gentlemen, and he had no choice but to leave. They get into a small argument. She was like, well, I found you based off this app, how everybody else finds you. One, two, I was using my phone to take selfies of the key people that were in that meeting so we could sit here and ID them. And they make up, they kiss, all the good jazz, all whatever. The next day, Sugar calls him just like, hey, I was with Arturo and his people. They were shit-faced. I heard in the little bit of English that there's something happening at the pier. Luke goes, and then you see Sugar calls whoever said he took the bait. Where's my money? So Sugar ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit. What else? Then you have Shades talking to Mariah. So it's her grandmother's birthday. She's drinking liquor that her grandmother normally drinks. And he wants her to go. He tells her that Cockroach was right, but he wants her to go with Arturo. And, because she trusts him so much, she's going to go with it. My only thing is, I'm just like, I hope Shades don't do her wrong, because her whole thing is that like this money will sit here and erase her past, because even though she has a different last name, the last name Stokes still haunts her. And she even says, wouldn't you like to go by, and I think she said like Hernan instead of Shades. So we'll see where this relationship goes. And yeah, I think I got like 10 minutes left. So let's see where this takes us. Okay, so Luke arrives at the pier, goes into this long trailer truck, and Arturo detonates it, blows it up. He thinks that he's killed him. He walks out, kind of patting himself off of him, says, ouch, walks up to him. Arturo pops him with the Judas bullet. And I think even like it went in, I think it like popped inside him. So I'm thinking like, damn, got his ass. Then he got up, didn't do shit to him. And in some way, shape, or form, kind of like bitch slapped the fuck out of his ass. And the young gentleman's name, I believe, is DW. He comes over, is recorded and whatnot, and he pretty much says, you can burn me, you can blast me. I'm sorry, you can't burn me, you can't blast me, you can't break me, and pretty much tells anybody that wants him to, in essence, get at him. Drives off. Misty goes back to work because she ran into Cockroach, who had got locked up, but because of Scar, like 30 of his cases have pretty much been thrown out. So I think she has a new like director, whatever. I forgot to get his title and his name. I'm pretty sure he'll come up later because he's just like, cause she did get the Purple Heart, and he says you're crazy. Like, you got 3/4 pension, shit's tax free. Why are you coming back? And her whole thing is, for those 30 motherfuckers they got, I'm gonna put their ass back in one at a time. Luke comes in, drops off Arturo, weapons and everything. It's like, yeah, that should go ahead and get him. And then the new guy bows up on him, just like, you need to work for us legally. And I love how motherfuckers think just because they got a motherfucker title, they can blow the fuck up on the motherfucker. He's just like, yeah, no. And pretty much told him, motherfucker, make me believe again. And then maybe. From there, you see Bushmaster, who we saw earlier in the episode. And he pretty much talks to the, I believe, Jamaican guy, the guy that has the guns, and pretty much lets him know that he about to take it over. He challenges him, so he, spins him around, grabs a knife, puts in the eye, goes this way. I'm like, oh my gosh. Then he, starts grappling with the other ones. They pop him. He opens up his shirt, and he's like, if y'all want to leave, the time is now. I bet. Let's get to work. So that is the Cottonmouth / Mariah. So actually, he will be the Cottonmouth and the fuck. I can't think of the other guy, but Willis for this particular season. And then Luke goes to see Mariah and pretty much puts the bullet and shit down and tells her that no bullet can kill. First, he says, "Don't mention Claire's name again, or I will kill you, and I will go to jail smiling. No bullet can kill me. No jail can hold me, and nothing can keep me from you." And I'm just like, did he just pull a Mama Joy's Real Housewives of Atlanta? Ain't no river wide enough, deep enough to keep me from getting to your ass, baby. I'm like, Lord have mercy. But that was the first episode. It's pretty good. Like I said, it's 10:46 in the morning where I'm at right now, so I might be able to get through all the episodes tonight. It might be a long day, but hey, y'all getting it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. I will see you guys back for episode 2.